The Knicks post-game show is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. Cam Reddish out with a sore groin. Quentin Grimes, season high 32 minutes, played his best basketball of the year. But Cameron Payne had 21, leading 6 Suns in double figures. And Phoenix blows it wide open in the second half and beats the Knicks 116-95. From our Delta MSG studios, great to have you with us. Bill Pino along with Alan Hahn. This, of course, is Monica McNutt. Let the record show that before Monica joined the studio coverage, the Knicks were 2-0 on this road trip. Since she has appeared on our studio coverage, the Knicks are now 2-2 on this road trip.
And my record on the season is officially 2-3. And because I have such tremendous respect for you Knicks fans at home, I will go ahead and be the sacrificial lamb. Although this road trip is daunting, and I think the way that they left and started out on the road trip, pleasant surprise the first 2 games, and now some of the ailments that we know to be true have come home to crow?
Roost.
It'd be roost, but that's fine. You were a good three-point shooter in college.
I was a good three-point shooter in college.
Knicks could use
shooting. I've seen some evidence to the
Listen now, look here now, Pito.
Listen, as we've always said, it's Patrick Ewing.
Whatever.
Iverson. At Georgetown.
At Georgetown. All right.
I do love my Hoya family.
But it really is, though, about that. What was the stat of the day? The stat to watch.
Give yourself some credit.
I'll repeat it.
But it's just the reality of it.
Yes.
This is a bad three-point defense team, the Phoenix Suns. Another game, by the way, watching the Warriors and then watching the Suns, neither one of those teams played well. They did not play well. They played a pocket of the game well, took control, and then made you chase. And when you can't hit three-point shots, it's really difficult in today's NBA to chase a double-digit deficit. The way you come back is the three-point shot. They are not a good three-point shooting team. You were going up against the second worst three-point defense in the NBA, and that defense beat you. Why? Because you're 7 of 25, and now on the trip, you're 35 for 125 from downtown. This is a problem with this team. But that's not the only reason why they lost this game. They lost the rebounding battle by 20. By 20. You can't do that and try to win a game, especially on the road. Dominate on the glass and the offensive glass. 21 offensive rebounds for the Suns, turning into 21 second chance points. Those are things that Tom Thibodeau will point to. Three-point shooting might be, hey, it's not a strength. Controllables, rebounding, absolutely, especially keeping a team off the offensive glass. That's where it begins.
Yeah, and I think the rebounding thing is something we all noted at points during the ballgame. What's the philosophy in terms of rebounding? Too many times you saw 4 Knicks jerseys going back and just a single person in the paint trying to contend for an offensive rebound. So that, I'm not sure what the object
there's always 4 in the paint, Phoenix, and only 1 in the paint.
And that to me, that's not just 4 guys trying to get out and defend. That's some sort of protocol that's been established for this roster. So there's a lot to look at. And to your point, rebounding is a huge controllable. Defense, I mean, I know that we are dealing with the best basketball players in the world at the NBA level, but defense still, to me, is a heart stat. I want to stat.
Want to. Yeah, there's no doubt. Well, I'll tell you, for 28 minutes, it felt like want to.
Absolutely.
For 28 minutes. We got into the third quarter.
33 minutes even.
Well, all right. But still, like, we get into the third quarter, and as I mentioned, the pockets of the game, there was just a 90-second pocket of this game where it just absolutely happened, coming off a timeout.
It was 60-60.
And it was also 64-62.
Right, and take us through.
And there's
Lights
a timeout, and you come out of the timeout, and 90 seconds later, it's a double-digit game, and you never recovered from it. And this is all about the corner 3. They were, what did I say it was?
7
of 9?
Yep.
Right? From three-point, no, in the corner 3, it was a little bit worse than that, but it was close. It was 5 of 9 from the corner 3, left corner 3. They were knocking down threes. They got hot. They were not shooting the 3-ball well early on. Ayton makes that. This is 2. Again, this is obviously the defense, but you're watching here right now a lot of just three-point shooting.
It's just a quick look at this run.
It's a catch and shoot. They got into a rhythm. And that was basically it. At one point, we probably showed it, but Booker walked into a 3 with no resistance, walked into a 3. They got in that third quarter into a rhythm because they were not the Suns, not shooting the three-point shot well in this game at all. Then they got into a little bit of rhythm. They knocked a bunch down. And as any team, you see if you go in, you start to get momentum. The only team that I have seen this year, 2 teams this year, that never seem to get into a rhythm after they've knocked 1 or 2 down are the Lakers, number 30 in the league, and the Knicks, number 29 in the league. That's a big problem for this team.
What I'm amazed at watching these games, Monica and Allen, is how quick they turn.
Yep.
These runs, what we just showed when the game turned was how much of playing time? Like
90 seconds?
It was literally 90 seconds.
Minute and a half. The whole
all
game,
it was.
minute and a half.
It was, and it was an 11-point deficit in a blink. It was a 2-point game.
Right.
Blink, 11-point deficit, just because a couple of threes go down. You, one or two bad execution on your end, you don't get any offensive rebound, they get an offensive rebound, whatever it is, those things happen in a quick pocket, and the coach, Tom Thibodeau, calls a quick timeout, now has to get you back to the bench. Heads are hanging.
Yep.
Look, it's a long road trip.
It's deflating.
This is game 4, and you felt pretty good for most of this game, but never could get into a rhythm. Then the opponent got into a rhythm, and you could just see the body language start to feel resigned of, here we go again.
This is also, to me, where while I applaud Jalen Brunson, who actually I thought had a pretty good game tonight, literally kept his team in it as best as he could, this is where his personality has to become the personality of the team, in that, okay, as we check out Jalen Brunson and some of his plays from today, be able to find his rhythm from behind the three-point line, able to connect a couple times there. He hit one of the corner threes. We talked about the Knicks being 2 of 7
from the left corner
three that the Phoenix Suns were so lethal from. But we always praise Jalen for being steady, right? Like shifty, crafty, whatever word you want to use. But his eyes are up. He's seeing clearly what he's trying to do in terms of basketball game. In that 90-second window, his personality is sort of, okay, let me gather, as you see him knock down this floater here, is let me gather myself. But to your point, Pito, the runs snowball so quickly that if 1 through 5 is not mindful to come up with the stop or not to turn the ball over, it gets out of hand. And it can't just be your point guard trying to hold on to the rope. Everybody has to have the necessary commitment to hold on to the rope. Because basketball innately is a game of runs. And if you know you struggle from 3, you need to go down on the other end and get 2. You need a run stopper. But it has to be a mindset from everybody as opposed to putting your chin down.
Yeah, I mean, Brunson focused on scoring in this game today. He really wasn't looking to be more the playmaker. He was a guy that was saying, I've got the matchup. There's no Chris Paul tonight. I'm going to make Cameron Payne work on defense. I'm stronger than him. And he did. He got into the paint, and he got his. It was other guys that had to understand that, okay, Jalen's looking to score. Like, he's not looking to be a playmaker. He's going all about his offense in this game, which probably should. It was other guys that you were waiting to also step up. Like you said, sometimes it's like, take on the personality of your point guard. He was being in attack mode. Julius Randle was in attack mode a little bit early, but that faded quick and didn't really see him. He didn't have much of a presence in this game. Torrey Craig was his matchup. That was your matchup to watch.
That was my matchup to watch.
Torrey Craig dominated this matchup.
14 points, 5 of 9 from the field for Torrey Craig.
And defensively, he was also very good on Randle.
All over the place, yep.
Bright spot for the Knicks, though, I think we would have to say Brunson, obviously 27, but Quentin Grimes got the start.
Good to see.
Cam Reddish out with a sore groin. Grimes, Monica, 32 minutes, a career-high 8 assists, had 10 points and 5 rebounds, and most importantly of all, looked healthy.
Absolutely. You get the news today that he's available and going to start. In fact, and you wonder, okay, he's coming back from an injury. Sometimes guys have to work back into rhythm coming back from an injury. No such thing for Quentin Grimes tonight. He came out, was aggressive, a much-needed rebound there, heads up, easy assist, finding Julius Randle. Everything he did tonight, catch and shoot. We talked about his shooting.
Right? No
confident and very, very smart. It was very simple. And we've talked about that as something that would benefit this entire team, right? Keep it simple. Less dribbling, more ball movement, high efficient or high percentage opportunities that he was able to create. Just very simple, beautiful basketball from Grimes. I love that he was in such tremendous shape. I love that he was so confident and aggressive tonight because it was direly needed by the Knicks.
8 assists, career high for him, and that's why I love the playmaking part of it, too. It wasn't just, by the way, how's that not a travel? He'll take it, but how's that not a travel? I know, let's move on. But that's what you like. He was, which we didn't see in the beginning of the season, mainly probably because of the foot. But that was the player we saw in the Summer League.
Yep,
that
absolutely.
was the player. Very aggressive, making plays, not just looking to score. Now, his shooting still, needs to be better, and it will be better. 4 of 10, 1 of 5 from downtown. We know he's a guy that can knock down the three-point shot.
Yeah.
It's another guy that you're just, all right, now let's see if you can get him going and see if that's the right fit for the starting 5. Because now with Mitchell Robinson back in the lineup, didn't play much in this game. He missed 8 games, but with Mitchell Robinson back eventually and Grimes now healthy, that should be your best starting 5. With Grimes in the starting 5 and Robinson back.
With Reddish coming off the bench?
With Reddish coming off the bench.
Now that would be
that's
the 10.
Best,
now, Rose.
That's your best defensive starting 5, if you ask me.
Rose did not play in the second half. Knicks say he hurt his toe. But if Rose is healthy and you add Grimes, then you have a 10-man rotation.
Yes, you probably have to. Because Reddish has done nothing to not play him anymore. Now, the groin issue, we'll see what that takes, how long that takes. But, it's good to have the options. What you'd like to have, though, is at least 1 or 2 guys consistently every night being there. And that's also something that this team hasn't had. Every night you can rely on one or two guys because that's what the teams with winning records have.
I'm also not about to get hung up on the rotation. Like, play the people that are being productive. What are we talking about?
Well,
that's what,
I know.
we're talking about defense, though. This is not a good defensive team right now. So you need to have the best balance.
Right.
Grimes brings the best balance.
Well, the point is, Reddish has been really good. Now he's hurt, and you got Grimes good today, so you're not going to take Reddish. The
so
point
knock on wood. I mean, injuries are unfortunately a part of the game, right? Or whatever this is. I'm not about to be like, oh, Tibbs' rotation is this precise number. No, like you got to see who's your best defensive group, who's your best offensive group.
Well, that's why I said more important to a rotation is I need two guys at least every night giving me consistent performance.